Hi guys, Simon Bean here, representing Veterans Against Terrorism, the multi-racial alliance tackling extremism, standing for Britain, the Democratic Football Lads Alliance, to name but 4 like-minded groups. I'm a little bit fed up today, to be perfectly honest. I've been on the old YouTube today, I've been on Facebook and Messenger today, and all I'm getting is people interfering with our free speech. Now, to quote a line from a well-known cop show of the 90s, I sometimes use foul and abusive language. I pick my nose and scratch my arse. I fart louder than is biologically necessary, and I do it all in public. I have nothing to hide, more's the pity. I get up in the morning, I go to work, collect my pay, then I go home and eat my dinner, normally in the middle of the night. Things I enjoy is going out for good food, a few drinks with friends. Things that I dislike include people saying that I cannot say what I like when I like. Well, I'm telling you this. I say what I like, and I like what I say. And nobody's going to tell me what I can't say, because I will say what I like, when I like, where I like, in any way I bloody well like. And if you don't like it, fuck off, because I ain't interested. I'm really not. Yesterday, Tommy Robinson went to Speaker's Corner. You've been able to speak on Speaker's Corner for the last 300 years. People travel from all over the world to speak on Speaker's Corner, express their mind, get stuff off their chest that they can't do elsewhere. He was moved on by the police. Details were taken. Whether or not charges are going to be pressed, don't know. Only time will tell. Vinnie Sullivan was in London this morning. He's accosted by the Antifa. Nothing said to them, but Vinnie Sullivan and his little camera crew has moved on. It's bang out of order. Everybody's gone extreme far left wing. Nobody's interested anymore in our democracy. Freedom of speech is part of living in a democracy. All right, we've got a negative free speech in this country. That means that if you say something and somebody else doesn't like it, they have a God-given right to come back and counter your argument. Well, that's fine. That's what democracy is. That's not the argument. But the argument is when you're told that you're not allowed to speak out whatsoever. Your voice is taken away. Even Lord Pearson has stated that when he's in the chambers, he can say anything he wants. Can't be arrested, can't be criticised for it. Well, he can be criticised, but it doesn't really matter. But the moment he comes out of chambers, goes to his office, says the same thing, or goes into the street, says the same thing, he's risking arrest. And that is a Lord in the House of Lords of the United Kingdom. What an absolute load of fucking bollocks. Well, I'm making this video because, as I've said, I will say what I like, when I like, and how I bloody well like it. The opposite thing to a democracy is a dictatorship. We all know what dictatorships are like. Germany was a dictatorship. Italy was a dictatorship. Iraq was a dictatorship. And we've been to war with all bloody 3 of them. And now we, because we're having our voice taken away, we are rapidly becoming a dictatorship. Well, if Theresa May is listening to this, I'll tell you this. You are not going to get the people's vote if you keep ignoring us and doing what you think is right. No votes, no government. So you're going the right way about failing. So you need to start listening to the people. I'm getting angry now, I'm spitting everywhere. Over the last couple of days, the police now have been given powers that they can decide whether or not what you're saying is valid, or whether or not it's classed as hate crime. And if it is classed as hate crime, they can bang you up until they decide whether or not to press formal charges, or whether the CPS says, oh yeah, we need to press formal charges, that's a form of hate crime. Well, what a load of fucking shit. They're now trying to say, even if they think that what we're saying is a form of hate crime, criminal proceedings can be taken against us. So now, suddenly, they've all become mind readers. They don't carry truncheons anymore. They carry little crystal balls, and the crystal ball tells them whether or not we are displaying hate crime. By what we say. Our democratic right to speak out. I've been speaking to various people today and over recent days. Some of them are individuals. They're one-man bands, let's say, or one-woman bands. Noxie Guest up there in the northeast, absolutely fantastic. Shell Smith, great supporter. So many people that I speak to want to maintain our freedom of speech. But the government doesn't want us to have it. Because they're afraid that we're going to start saying things that other people agree with. And the moment they agree with us, there'll be a massive uprising, and it doesn't matter what the crystal ball says. There won't be enough prison cells to bang us all up. You only need 3-1 superiority to win a war. And there's only 120,000 police officers in the UK. So they can't all be honest at the same time. Freedom of speech will continue. I will continue with it. And I know thousands of people that will continue with it as well. If there is anybody in authority watching this video when it goes out, then fine. If you want to come and knock on my door, knock on my door. And you'll get the exact same answer that you're getting now. Because right now, I don't give a flying fuck. Come and get me. This is democracy. Anyway, on a more positive note, next Saturday is the DFLA march against extremism up in Birmingham. It's Saturday the 24th. It's going to be a cracking day. The boys that have done all the organisation for it have put in shed loads of effort. A lot of money has been spent on it, but it's all come out of individuals' pockets. It's not come out of a central fund or anything like that. We are completely non-funded. It's supported by the VAT, Mate, Standing for Britain, plus all the other smaller groups, the Reality Report, etc. So, if you can get up to Birmingham on the 24th, next Saturday, please do come up. There will be speeches. Freedom of speech will be there. We do have to mind our P's and Q's a wee bit because there will be children around, and we don't want to intimidate the police and ruin what is going to be an absolutely fantastic day. So we're going to have to curb a little bit what we say, but rest assured we'll get our point across, and it's all in aid of Justice for 21, which was back in the 70s, I think 1974, but I might be slightly out on that. I'm not 100% sure, but it was the Birmingham pub bombings when lots of innocent people lost their lives, and it's all about getting justice for them. So if I see you in Birmingham next weekend, happy days. I thoroughly look forward to that. Have a wee chat with you, a wee drinky before I hop on the train and come back down to Southampton. In the meantime, take care, love and respect to all, and stay safe. Chat soon.